So this is the podcast called Let's Talk Leisure, and we're talking to relevant people like you about relevant topics connected to the wonderful world of the leisure industry. Topics and hashtags that apply here are, amongst others, leisure industry or insights, future, entrepreneurs, etc. You can see them all later in the tags. Today we kick off with Richard Gottfried, short, brief marketing consultant, but I think you will explain more about this. We will go into 7, 8 questions, but we will see along the way what is the most interesting. But first of all, let's introduce. Who are you, Richard? And welcome, by the way.
Hello. Yeah, thanks for chatting with me. Yeah. So yeah, my name's Richard Gottfried. I'm a marketing consultant, and probably a bit of a mini golf, crazy golf, adventure golf addict. I think I could be described as. Yeah, I've been playing mini golf all my life, really. But for the last 15 years, my wife Emily and I have been traveling around, visiting and playing as many mini golf courses as we can, and we've been to 956 courses.
956.
956
Keep
since
track.
September 2006. My records are so detailed. I know the dates I visited, how many holes the course was. I've got photos of them all. Yeah, totally addicted to mini golf. And I suppose one of the great things in the last sort of 9 or 10 years has been able to combine my love of working in marketing, my professional career, and then my passion for mini golf, and combining the two. So in 2017, I wrote an ebook, The Mini Golfer's Guide to Marketing.
Is it?
That's been used by courses, players, clubs, federations, associations, because there are official mini golf championships as well.
Right.
And I blog about the game. I write about the game. I do consultancy with people looking to set up courses. I help with course designs. I help with the marketing of courses as well. So pretty much everything to do with mini golf. Yeah, I like to be involved with, and it's just fun seeing how the game's been developing, and especially over the last year or so as well, with all the changes going on in the world, the things that have stayed the same in mini golf, but also some of the developments that we've seen as well.
But do you believe I'm speaking now to the world's most enthusiastic mini golf expert here?
I'd like to think so. I mean, Emily as well is, she's up there, maybe not the as much sort of on camera side of things, but yeah, we're equally addicted to the game and all aspects of it, and just getting out there and playing.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear. I think the leisure industry, I mean, it's the whole world in all kind of aspects, and mini golf is one side of it. But you know everything about this then, and it already seems so large. If I may ask, so 2017 it started to get commercial for you, I guess. I mean, your hobby into the commercial side, or was it before?
Probably before then. So in 2012, I was doing some events where I was a player in some competitive socializing events, so corporate events, and they had me along as the official pro mini golfer, which was good. So I was, a portable course set up. I had a little bit of time to practice on it, but then I was there, head-to-head challenges with corporate groups and for team building and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been involved, say, on the commercial side in a voluntary capacity since 2008, 2009 with the British Mini Golf Association and the World Mini Golf Federation. So the two organisations that organise World Championships, World Adventure Golf Championships, British tournaments. So Emily and I, we played in tournaments from 2007 to 2015 on the BMGA Tour. Since then, we've been playing in independent events as well, winning a few along the way as well.
Yeah, modest.
Emily's better than me. She's a 2-time women's world champion, whereas
for real.
She won 2 women's World Adventure Golf Masters championships. But along the way, I've won some British titles, some British club championship titles with my mini golf club, the Midlands Mini Golf Club. So I was using my marketing and PR and communications background from as a professional with the boards and committees to help clubs and federations improve things and courses along the way, and promoting events. And it's kind of a mixture of all of those different things, and getting to know different course designers, course builders, course managers, and just other people who aren't necessarily involved in mini golf, because again, once you scratch the surface of mini golf, it's like with any sport or game, or anything really, any hobby. Once you scratch the surface, you find out that it's actually such a big thing. So mini golf is massive, and it's only getting bigger. It's a real boom period, and you scratch the surface and you think, well, tournaments. And when we started, there were, again, we say only 600 courses in the UK. So for a relatively small place, because it's a coastal country, we've got every seaside you go to, there's been a crazy golf course for maybe 60, 70, 80, 90 years. It's a really traditional seaside game. Is it
the event invented in the UK? I mean, the crazy golf part.
Well, yeah. So historically, the game dates back to 1867 in St Andrews, Scotland. So the home of golf, the home of regular golf, big golf. But in 1867, a putting course called the Himalayas was invented, and that was invented as a putting course, and it was for ladies to play, because it was seen as unladylike for ladies to do full swings, so they weren't allowed to play on the men's course. So the putting course was invented.
Outdated times.
Exactly. And that course is still there, and we played it in 2012, and it is one of the toughest, but one of the most fun, and also one of the most great value courses. I mean, I think I had about 5 or 6 rounds there. I didn't leave until I'd scored a hole.
It's still there.
Still there. So yeah, you can still go there and play it.
Yeah.
But the thing with that course is it's a miniature golf, so it's grass with hills and lumps and bumps, but there are no windmills or wacky obstacles or goofy obstacles.
Came later.
So you have to fast forward to 1926 and Skegness in Lincolnshire on the English eastern coast, and so on that seafront, the first ever crazy golf was built there, 1926, and kind of.
I had no idea it was so old. And if you look back then to this whole history, and then you're part of it as well. Then we went to last year, COVID year, of course. But before that time, like before last year, were there any big changes significant in this world for the industry?
I'd say the biggest change in the last 8 or 9 years is the rise in indoor courses. So back in 2006, so back in 2006, there were, in the UK, there were 2 indoor courses, one in Felixstowe in Suffolk, which is a seaside town, and one in Great Yarmouth in Norfolk, another seaside town, both on the East Coast. 2 indoor courses, one at an amusement arcade and the other in an old theatre on the seafront. They were the only 2. There had been a few others. I think one of the first in the UK had opened in the early to mid 2000s in Croydon in London. But yeah, most courses were at the seaside and they were outdoors. But in the last 8 or 9 years, it's seen a real growth in inland courses. So large towns and cities inland, so Manchester, where I live. Back when I used to visit Manchester, when I didn't live here, there were only courses in outlying golf centres or in public parks.
And now, outside.
Now, and they were outside. Now in Manchester city centre, you've got the likes of Roxy Ballroom, you've got Junkyard Golf, you've got Treetop Adventure Golf, and along with other, indoor entertainment and competitive socialising venues. And so what you're seeing now is more indoor courses, and they're more often than not, the new courses are opening up either regular golf courses or golf clubs or driving ranges, or they're opening shopping malls, like in
it's more integrated into other indoor rooms.
Yeah, so some venues as well are still standalone. So you will get, so in Gateshead Metro Centre, there's an Angry Birds Adventure Golf, and that is standalone as an indoor venue within the shopping mall, and it's, you know, either side it's got regular shops, but within that shopping mall itself, you've got indoor climbing walls, you've got a Namco Funscapes, you've got 10-pin bowling and arcades, and other shopping centres are seeing the rise and the popularity of that. So you're seeing shopping centres in Leicester, Cardiff, Hull, for example. You know, they are opening up to these new, you know, more family friendly or all age friendly venues where people can go spend some extra time and do some shopping as well.
So you would say there is if you say this, there's an uplift in the amount of mini golf courses.
Yeah,
indoor
so
then.
As I say, when we started, there were around 600 on the list that we first found, and some of those courses have unfortunately closed, or they've become derelict, or they've just become lost to time. They've become overgrown and abandoned, and you know, that's just what happened. Some of those courses have been redeveloped and refurbished over the years. So you know, new course developers and course designers have gone in and, you know, made additions or upgrades to it, and then other courses have just been created out, you know, kind of out of thin air. So there is an empty unit, so a designer will go to town on that and create a fantasy setting, you know, something that's not there before. But you know, you walk into the Mr. Mulligan's Adventure Golf in Newcastle. It's in an old Art Deco building, the old cooperative building, right in the city centre, and it's got other, you know, entertainment and restaurant options in there. But you walk in there, and then there are 3 12-hole courses with a space theme, and it takes you through a story of, you know, starting off in, you know, a mad scientist lab where he's creating his rocket ship. Then you fly to the moon. You're on the moon, and you play through the spaceship, and then afterwards you're in outer space again as well. So it's this
sounds awesome, first of all, but this is an whole experience, right? Is this what it is with mini golf, that you have to walk across different holes, right? And now the whole experience is created as well. Is that what it's all about?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, when I look back, you know, mini golf and crazy golf as a game, you know, was, when you look at it from a business perspective, as I more often than not do when I'm looking at anything in the world, being a marketer. But you know, crazy golf was invented as a way to sell more ice cream and fizzy drinks, you know, at a seaside, because you've got the course, you attract people there. Before the game, you might sell a bottle of water or a fizzy drink. After the game, the loser has to buy the ice creams for the rest of the group. You know, that's been a gimmick.
Commercial benefit.
That has been a gimmick going back to the 1920s, 1930s. You know, that's something. But I think over the years, that sort of commercial side has been lost with some courses, because not all courses we visit have, you know, really reaping the benefits of the amount of people going through the door, that they could be doing the upsells of food and drink. They could be selling merchandise. You know, they could be selling gift vouchers and other tickets. They're just concentrating on kind of the here and now. But a lot of the new concepts and the new indoor venues and those, you know, particularly aimed maybe at the evening market and the more adult market, the likes of swingers and putt shack, you know, they are, you know, creating, as you say, an experience that as soon as you walk in the door, you know, you're in an immersive environment. You've got, you know, a check-in system. You put your bag and coat in there. You go to the bar. You get a drink. You have a drink before your round. So the likes of ghetto golf and junkyard golf as well. It's as much about starting things off the right way with an alcoholic drink. Maybe put in your food order there. Then you hit the course. You play your round. You can have fun, or you can be competitive, or you can try and mix the two. But I don't think I've met many people who don't take mini golf really competitively. Even if they say they don't, they do.
They do. It's a game. Yeah.
And then once the round's over, again, it's about having another drink, sitting down, being in that environment. And it's kind of, you know, in some respects, it has over the last few years, it's replacing the pub. So obviously before COVID, it would be more likely to go for a game of you know, indoor adventure golf, or you know, it's going for that experience. It's kind of the same as 10-pin bowling as an indoor activity has been around for a long time. And that was kind of, if you want to go to an indoor venue, have some food, have some drinks, you know, party, whatever, that's the place you go, is a 10-pin bowling centre, to have that game and drinking environment. But that, for years, 10-pin bowling kind of cornered the market. But now, you know, savvy entrepreneurs are seeing that mini golf is a way to go as well. I mean, they're both still accessible games, and I still love playing a game of 10-pin bowling. And I think that's the key thing, is when operators are looking for somewhere to, or for a business concept, it's something that anyone of any age can play. So, you know, you can get putters, you know, really small putters that little kids. So when I play against my nieces and nephews, or friends with their children as well, everyone in that group can play and compete, right up to, you know, some courses will only have adult-sized putters, or the medium-sized and adult-sized putters, because they're only open to 18 plus. So
yeah, there we go. Yeah. So, but then you say the mini golf, also the other games, of course, are more integrated with pubs as well. So is that what you say, that nightlife is also getting integrated with the leisure part of it, like activities like mini golf?
Yeah, I would say, you know, growing up in the UK, I would say, you know, you'd go and play a game of mini golf, or 10-pin bowling, or laser tag, laser quest, or quasar. You know, I'm big fan of laser tag games as well. And you tend to go there. It would be, you know, maybe a weekday evening, one day a week, but predominantly it was a weekend activity. It was a Saturday and Sunday thing. It's not something you would do, you know, anytime or every day of the week. But I think more places are seeing, you know, it's not something you would do just on holiday or just at the weekend, that it's something that is available there to you every night of the week. So as I say, in Manchester, you know, we've got options. I could go and do an indoor shooting gallery. I could go and play shuffleboard. I could go and play darts. I could do, I don't know if we've got laser tag in the town centre, but certainly at the Trafford Centre, the large shopping centre nearby. And I've got a choice of adventure golf, crazy golf, and the likes of Roxy Ballroom are doing their, you know, they've created a game called Crazy Pool. So it's a cross between pool and crazy golf. You play with cues. And when you go to these venues as well, like Roxy Ballroom, for example, will have not just one game. So it's using that, you know, the cumulative attraction. So the more different things you have there for people to do, the longer they will stay, or the more likely they are to return another day. So they might come in and play your crazy golf course because they know what crazy golf is, but then they might stay and play beer pong, or they might play ping pong, or they might play darts.
There's different things to do.
Yeah.
And but would you say then that this, because now you're talking about multi activities, the mini golf is a trend that comes along indoor, connected to the pubs? Is this also a trend that you foresee for the future, that more games will be combined with mini golf? And mini golf is a good one, like the pool, like the 10-pin, or like a shuffleboard, like you say, is to integrate this within the pub industry. Yeah.
So if you're looking at, again, it's kind of grouped together, isn't it, as competitive socializing venues, or retail-tainment, shopping-tainment, these sort of, you know, the current buzzwords, and as you say, the hashtags that we all use on social media when we're talking about these games. And I think that people are looking for, now people are looking more for experiences versus possessions, and, you know, buying and spending time doing something with friends. And this was something that we were doing a lot of talking about and seeing and experiencing even pre-COVID. that there was a big rise in courses opening, and venues being, more, having podiums set up for, so you can do your social media shots and your Instagram photos and stuff like that. But even with COVID, I think that has, everyone's stayed at home for the best part of the year and have missed out on those opportunities to meet up with friends, family, colleagues, to have fun and do things. And I suppose people have experienced things in different ways while they've been at home. They probably have been doing a lot of ordering of actual physical products. So when they do go out again, they're not necessarily going to need many more DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, or whatever. They've already got them, and they're going to be itching to release that kind of pent-up demand to experience new things and play new games. And I think if you go to, again, these venues tend to be, if you looked at it, it's kind of like an adult playground. It's, you'd be given an odd look maybe if you went and went and played on the swings or the playground over the road from you. But if you go, but adults still want to have fun, and they still want to do new things. So I mean,
this is what I mean. We saw in sorry to interrupt you, but we saw in last summer, July, August, also within the family entertainment centers in the Netherlands. COVID was still there, but we had a break of it with the regulations. 2 months of opening, maybe 1.5 months, and we saw a spike better than the year before during that summer. So in regards to that, and also what you're saying, people want to do more experiences again. They have all the products. Do you foresee then the end of COVID as a big bang for leisure?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily big bang. Again, looking at what's going on in the UK, I think there will be, certain age groups, who are more confident to go out, are going out when lockdowns ease. But I think, one of the things that I think operators and venues need to look at is those people who are maybe less confident in going out at the moment, and kind of, building up their capacity for the future when, more people, friends, family, colleagues, are people who have been shielding, or key workers, who aren't able to actually go out and play. So I think there's a danger, maybe, that there could be a bit of a diversion between those that can go out and play and those that can't go out and play. So I was saying that before COVID, we were like, how many more courses can open? And it's great, and all these venues are opening, and it's brilliant, but how sustainable is it? And I suppose there was a bit of a danger that, there could have been too many. And I think post-COVID, I think there's still possibly that danger when you look at the quality control, because it's the same with anywhere. If you went to, an indoor trampoline park or a climbing wall or anything like that, if I looked at a climbing wall, or, indoor skydiving was a thing a few years back. There's still a few centres there, and me and Emily have done that. But if we walked in there and the plexiglass on the outside was a bit cracked, or, if a climbing wall, if it's missing a few rungs on it, or if a laser tag center, the laser's exposed, you kind of think, well, no, this isn't great. Or if the venue is looking a bit rough around the edges, there's a danger then that if somebody goes and has a bad experience at one mini golf venue, then that could tar more venues with the same brush. That, well,
so the quality must be high. Is that what you're saying?
I think always, again, there are some, as with any industry, you'll get chances and fly-by-night characters, and some pop-up courses that they don't actually, they're fun, they're okay, but they're not necessarily worth the money that people are charging for them. Or
I find this interesting, and because I got many questions actually, because we're quite connected now to the world in the leisure, also to FSCs. People ask me, hey, we got a FSC, we got some square meters left, or how can you say that? And should we add a mini golf? Well, I refer them to you, or to give some advice, of course. But what would you say to people? What's the benefit of having, if you have laser tag, if you have jeu de boule, if you have other games, why should you add mini golf, and why should you invest in this? Because that's what you're also saying, right? Don't just add a mini golf, but invest in a story. Is that
Well,
what you're saying?
you could invest in a themed course. I mean, as I say, mini golf is so accessible. I think that's the key thing. Pretty much everyone in the UK, I would say, knows what it is or has probably played it, at least
on the
once
campsite, if I speak for myself.
Yeah, campsites, holiday camps. I mean, I grew up playing it on holiday camps, Butlins and Pontins holiday camps with my parents when I was growing up. And, so people know what it is, but then it is worth investing in something that's going to be, hard wearing, but also appealing to people who do want to play it competitively. As I said before, and I say it again, everyone has fun with mini golf, but also everyone secretly wants to win. Nobody wants to lose. You always want to win at crazy golf. And so having a course that has actually got some thought behind it, so the obstacles aren't just plonked in different places. You've got a specific line from the tee to the cup, and you know exactly the shot you're going to play, and whether you need to play bank shots and rebounds, or you're going to play through the windmill or around it. So
here comes the expert.
So you kind of, appealing to regular golfers as well. And people that do play regular golf or other competitive sports, that they will want to see it as well. So, I mean, mini golf is a good fit, as you say, the FECs, if they have got some square footage left over, or if they're over two floors, a mini golf course doesn't need a defined area. One of the great things, you could build it around the outside of the venue. You could build it around the perimeter of the inside of the venue. You could build it over 2 levels, 3 levels more.
It's not a fixed design, of course, and that's the creativity part of it.
Yeah, so you can have a different flow. I mean, there was one course I remember a few years ago in Whitby, an indoor course, an amusement arcade, and we played that, and they removed some of their fruit machines and video games. And they built an indoor pirate themed adventure golf course, and we visited there and we played this course, and it was 18 holes, and we played it and we had fun, and it was over a split level. So 3 of the holes I think were up a flight of stairs, kind of on the pirate galleon ship. We returned there a couple of years later, played it again, but what they'd done is they had tweaked it by reversing the route and adding and merging some of the holes. So because they had repeat custom, and they had holiday makers going back year after year, and they had the time to do it as well during the closed season, that they had tweaked their course and they tweaked the layout and the flow of it. So when we played it, even though we played it 2 years previously, it was a completely different experience for us. So yeah, it is about the flow and what you do with it, and how you add or remove elements of it to make it different, to attract and type people back.
And is it worth the investment?
I'd say
and
so.
On what?
Yeah. So I mean, if you look at the courses that are, there are some courses that have been around for 30, 40 years, and they're continuing to invest. I mean, one of the best examples of a venue in the UK, or even in worldwide, is Hastings Adventure Golf down on the south coast. So they have three 18-hole courses. One is an 18-hole Arnold Palmer course, so from the 1960s, really classic design, really brilliant to play, home of the World Crazy Golf Championships as well. And then they've got an adventure golf course with kind of a jungle theme to it, and then they've got their newest course, which is now probably about 9 or 10 years old now itself, but that's a pirate themed adventure golf course. And they are continuing and have been continuing to invest in adding to the business, and they've got, as well as a coffee shop, and ice cream bar, they've got they're adding different elements to the business, so people come and actually have a full day out or half day at the seaside, and it's actually spent on the crazy golf, but then also go to the refreshments and have teas,
so you can combine it,
and the combination as well. And I think it goes back to that quality thing. it is an industry worth investing in. If you've got the space, the venue, the footfall as well, or you can act as a destination for people to come and visit. But it's about investing with high quality, because you don't want to be reinventing your course or relaying the carpet or the felt on your course, or if the rocks are getting damaged. You don't want to have poor quality materials, so that you're always having to do running repairs on the course. So it's worth investing in for the long term. And I think, again, when you look at the history of the game, there are peaks and troughs, and there are boom and bust.
Like with everything,
Like with everything. And I think we will, unfortunately, there will be a bit of a bust, I think, and some venues will no doubt close. Some may close as a fallout from COVID, but there will be other variants and other high quality options that might come through that to take their place. But then those courses that are in a good location, that have done their marketing properly and continue to market themselves properly, not just open and expect people to always be there, but doing different offers and different target audiences at different days of the week as well. Those courses that have been around for 40 or 50 years will, I hope, but I foresee that they will still be around in 40 to 50 years. I don't think
so. Maybe
we
should list the most experienced courses, so the 40-year-old courses who are still innovating. And if somebody ever wants to implement a mini golf course, they should have a look and have a talk with them, perhaps. But I throughout the whole conversation, I hear different things, and that's maybe also then the trend or the investment that you must make if you're going to start with a mini golf. It's combining it with other activities, right? If you want to keep people longer in your building.
Yeah, again, some people will. Again, it's interesting because we've talked mainly about kind of those courses indoors or as standalone venues, or maybe as part of a family entertainment centre. But similarly, in the world of golf, so when I started playing serious mini golf, shall we say? So when I started playing in tournament mini golf, the world of regular golf, or big golf as we call it. If I went into a golf club that had a mini golf or a crazy golf course there as well, so Emily and I would go in and play, and we say, "Oh, can we play crazy golf?" And the person in the shop, the golf pro or whoever, would just look at you and go, "Really? You want to play crazy golf? You don't want to play big golf? You don't want to play golf? You don't want to go on the driving range?" They were trying to steer us away from playing crazy golf. Why do you want to play that? That funny little thing. And it's like, no, we do want to play it because this is the accessible form of golf. This is the fun form of golf. I like pitch and putt, and I do occasionally play a round of golf. I do like going on the driving range, but I'm not a golfer. I like playing fun games and different things, and that's what I like to do. But I've seen the change in the world of regular golf, that people involved in the game, whether it's running venues or even involved in the sports side of things, their mindset, they have, in some respects, they've been forced to change because the market is demanding more fun and accessible activities, because regular golf is not necessarily accessible to an entire family. And you look at examples of other variants of golf. So foot golf, for example, that is massively
about that. Yeah,
massively boomed in the world of golf. And some golf venues were they were worried that if they put a foot golf in, or if they put an adventure golf in, well, what damage will it do to the club? What damage will it do to the course? How are we going to lose customers, or people will be put off? They think they're sort of downgrading the game. And what they've seen actually is they're getting a whole different audience coming in. They're getting a different demographic coming in entirely, and those people are staying, and they may be returning. And there isn't necessarily a massive correlation between if I build an adventure golf course, I will definitely get an uptick in members of the regular 18-hole course. But some of those people and some of those junior players may start playing as club members. Some of the adults might join the club.
So you got more angles to attract them.
But similarly, some of the regular golfers as well will play the putting course as well. because golf is all about the putting. The proof is in the putting. So the better you are as a putter, the games are won and lost on the green. So, you know, you can hit the ball, you know, 300-400 yards if you want, but you're going to win or lose a game of golf on the
Just to
green
go in
itself.
there.
That's the key thing.
Cheers. Okay, thanks. And then maybe to close it off a little bit, because I think we discussed a lot. Thanks for that. Do you foresee no? How do you foresee the future of minigolf, and are you looking forward to it?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being able to get back out to play at some of my favourite courses. But you know, while I've been locked up at home, you know, I've seen there's been well over 100 courses, either brand new opening, in development, in planning, and then other courses. Some older courses have been refurbished or renovated. So, you know, before 2020, we had 40 courses left of our original 600 to visit. But now, you know, we've got hundreds more to visit. So we thought we were going to be finished in 2020, but actually what's happened? Not going to happen. We've got many more years of playing mini golf ahead of us. And as I say, I think, you know, there are going to be new courses. There are new opportunities for new courses to open up. There's still a lot of untapped potential, whether it's on the high street, at, you know, country parks, and also golf clubs, whether it's public courses, private courses as well. There are still a lot of different potential venues that to build some high quality experiences and some fantastic mini golf centres.
So the future is new mini golf courses, new themes, new experiences.
That would be an interesting one. I think the new themes would be good. I mean, I know dinosaurs and jungles and pirates are popular. Space isn't as big a theme that I've seen, but we've seen a few in the last 4 or 5 years. But it would be very interesting to see what the next big theme will be, because
do we have a recommendation?
I've got a few ideas. I'm not going to give them all away, but
okay.
It would be good to see, you know, some varieties. I mean, one of the courses I did see was quite an interesting one where they've got a kind of time travel theme. So you start off in the Jurassic period, and then you get through, and you know, to a space theme. So you're going all the way through. So I think a time travel theme is a nice one. And I know there are some indoor glow in the dark courses in the Netherlands and in Poland that have got time travel themes as well, which I think is good because that ticks a lot of boxes. You can appeal to a lot of different people. Some different quirky, interesting themes would be good to see in the future.
You can only wait and see. And as a last point, and this one is not for me because I played some mini golf here and there, but for the people who never play this, why should they go out and play when COVID is done?
Because it's just a fun game. I think for me, it's a mixture of skill and a little bit of luck, a little pinch of luck every once in a while that you need. But it's just when you find a course that's been well made, well maintained, you put the ball down on the tee, you know where the target is, you know where the flag is, you know where the cup is, and you might play your first shot and you were like, oh, that's going to be a hole in one. And then you see something only after you've putted that you're like, why didn't I see that obstacle before? And it might be a lump or a bump or a hill. And it's the frustration factor as much as anything. So it's trying to, you know, better yourself, better your game, but also, you know, get one over on your playing partner or playing partners as well. And I think it's, you know, on a really good course, if it's an accessible price as well, it's a really good way to spend an hour or so, or longer if you want to get really serious about it. But you know, it's a good activity that anyone can you know, pitch up and play straight away.
Sounds good. Let's meet at the course.
I can't wait to give you a game. It'll be great.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much, Richard.